Welcome, everyone. Turn all this goodness off. Welcome. It's Wednesday again, and we are back for another live Q&A. For those of you who are new to me, I'm Kimberly Sherry, International Frequency Alchemist, helping you live in your highest frequencies possible. So why might you want to follow this channel? There's a few reasons that I was going to let you know. One is I'm on the Ascension timeline. Maybe you are as well. I also have broken through Dr. David Hawkins' scale of human consciousness, standing on his shoulders, created a whole new scale. It's outlined in my book, Access Your Ultimate Power, available on Amazon. All right. Well, there's so much to talk about. Things are getting pretty crazy. Are you feeling it? We are about to enter, or we've actually already entered the energy of the eclipse that's coming up in a week. So maybe you're feeling that energy already. The eclipse is going to be an incredibly powerful energy, as eclipses are anyway. However, this particular one, Edgar Cayce talked about 80 years ago as being incredibly significant and pivotal in that it's creating or accelerating the bifurcation of timelines. So we've got two timelines. We've got those who are on the ascension path, love, expansion, light, etc. And then you've got the other timeline, which is dark, dense, contracted, fearful, technocratic. And so those two timelines are becoming more evident and are accelerating in both directions. And he also spoke of this as a time where, like, this is the bifurcation, and there's no turning back after this. And it's going to become more obvious the path that you're on. So, whichever timeline you're on, it's going to be accelerated because the universe just says yes to your frequency. So if you're creating castles or prisons, it doesn't matter. It doesn't care. So if we are on this ascension timeline, we might notice our frequencies expanding, manifesting more magically, instant manifestations, and generally life is becoming more and more exciting and light, more love and light. Whereas on the other side, the contracted, fearful timeline, that is also going to accelerate. It's going to get bigger. So you're going to be noticing more chaos on the planet. Now, that's not a bad thing. We need all the garbage to crumble so that it can make more room for the timeline that we're on. But either way, it's interesting that both of these timelines are going to be existing simultaneously. Like we will be watching, maybe in horror, what's going on in this darker timeline. And we, however, don't have to get sucked into it. We don't have to get pulled into these darker energies. And maybe you've been feeling that. Maybe you've been feeling these energies wanting to pull you in, pull you down, getting a bad case of gravity. So there's never been a more important time to have a clear energy field. And so I'm here educating you on how you can do that. So let me see who's here tonight. And I love hearing where you guys calling in from because we have such a wide audience. And just taking a deep breath. It took me a hot minute to get here tonight, or at least to get set up. So, North Carolina, great. New York, Mississippi. Yeah, so I'm curious what February holds. Yes, this eclipse is going to be the main big event. Good evening from Hallandale Beach. That sounds like maybe, is that in Florida? Welcome. It sounds like you're new. Pittsburgh, welcome. Hawaii, Washington, New York, Alabama, great. And we have Instagram on tonight as well. I don't know if they can write in or not. Let's see. Anyway, so there's a few things I wanted to talk about tonight. I wanted to talk about, one is what we can do instead of doom scrolling. If you're like most humans on the planet who have to interact with social media or our phones, our tracking devices, it's real easy to get pulled into the stuff that's going on, right? So I know that for myself sometimes, and I'm not saying this is a good thing, it's one of the things I've been wanting to change. And so I'm going to share how that's happening for me. But one of the things I wanted to change was getting caught up in this scrolling thing. I was using it sometimes as a way of kind of unwinding at the end of the day. I don't do it throughout the day, but at night it seemed to get the best of me. And then before I know it, it's gotten very late. And so it had become a bad habit. However, there was one thing. We're also going to be talking about memory. And there's one other thing I wanted to talk about. And I'm going to get back to this. What's hiding in those black boxes? We're going to find out. So memory, as I was scrolling, I happened to come across a video that was about manifesting, but it was talking about how you could use a glass of water. Of course, this was nothing new to me, but I thought, well, let's implement this. So you take a glass of water and you put your intentions into it. You drink half before you go to bed, and then the other half you wake up as soon as you wake up. Those first 10 minutes are very programmable. Hang on, speaking of water, I need a glass. Hang on just a second. And so the night before, I made some intentions, one of which was dealing with my memory, because I had noticed a greater lapse of memories. And so that was one of the things I intended as I put my intentions in this glass of water. I also intended something that I was going to do the following day at the farmer's market, which came to pass. And so that was great. But the thing about the memory, so that was one of the things I placed the night before. Well, when I woke up the following morning, which was, let's see, I have a few notes here. It was at 8:08 on February 8th. So to me, that I love the numbers. And so this screen popped up, and maybe you've noticed this on your phone where it will have like the little boxes that are part of your home screen. And it would show these movies. Well, they weren't really movies. They're like memories of old pictures, but it would be like you could push it and it would play and would have music to it. And I thought, how cool. So I pushed it, I played it, and it brought memories back of things I had done. Now, I don't know about you, but I have a million pictures on my phone that I never look at, right? Do you ever go back and look at your pictures? I know who's got the time, right? But we seem to have a little bit of time to be preoccupied with this social media. I got itchy nose here. So I thought, what a great way of replacing this doom scrolling with watching your own videos, your own memories, your own pictures. And so it kind of does like helps you walk down memory lane, helps you remember things that you've done. And I take really great pictures, so they're fun to watch. And it also just puts you in a good mood. Like you start remembering all these really great things. And I thought, that's what I'm going to do instead of this doom scrolling. So hang on just a minute. My nose really tickles. So hang on. Just itching that nose. Okay. So that is my suggestion. I would show you on my phone, except I'm using it here to videotape as well. So, but the way that you get to it is if you go to your pictures on your screen and you open that up at the top, you'll have where it's like you can go to your collection of pictures. Then at the bottom, you go to the collections, like all of your collections, and then you'll see, I think, three buttons, and you'll get there somehow. If I had it, I would show you, but you can get to where it will, at the top, it will show a collection of pictures that you can play. And I think it's really great because it's got music and it's already created on your phone. So like, why not take advantage of that? So I really love this idea now. And so that's what I'm doing instead of mindlessly unwinding at the end of the day with garbage. So instead, I'm having my memory recollected, rejogged, and getting in a good mood instead of being distracted by all the garbage out there, right? I mean, there's some good stuff, but there's a lot of nonsense as well. So that's one thing that I thought was a really, really great idea to help with that doom scrolling. Okay, that was that. Second thing that I wanted to talk about. Hang on. I think glasses are always a good idea when you're want to see what's going on. Okay, so I did that, and then we have here. So that is also a way to improve your memory, which is going to help. But there's something else that can improve memory. So one of the things that I do when I work with clients is I calibrate different body systems, body organs, and including all the parts of the brain. So there's like a dozen, maybe a dozen parts of the brain that I will calibrate. And so I have done that in the past, and uh, you know the different parts. And however, there was an additional part that I decided to check because mine were all at 100%, was memory itself, just the word memory. And it's if you realize that memory is not in a specific place, it's kind of like a frequency, right? So I calibrated this for myself, and it was actually kind of low, and so it made sense because my brain just felt altered. So I checked, and I found like 50 or 100 black boxes and curses and all kinds of things. And I actually had done that. I had worked on the brain the night before, and calibrating the different parts of the brain and the memory. When I woke up the next morning, I had all this energy, and things were like snapping, really like everything was just dialed in. And I was like, well, that was great. So that is another way for those of you who know how to calibrate, to not only calibrate the parts of your brain, but to calibrate the word frequency. I mean, the word memory. And that way you can increase your capacity for your memories, whether it's short-term memory, long-term memory. So for me, it's can tend to be more short-term. So that was really helpful. And the last thing I wanted to talk about, being that I'm talking about black boxes, is for those of you who are new, these black boxes, it's a way that the dark side uses, it's an etheric device that it will use to control us. And it can be anywhere in your field. And before, we were finding, like when people would come here and ask, am I grounded? So when we open up the opportunity to ask questions, a lot of people would just ask for a scan. And so getting grounded is the most important part of this whole energy thing that I do. And the biggest interference were used to be cords, like these AI cords that would plug into your root chakra. Well, now it's initially we would find maybe one or two or five, and it just kept increasing. Now it's 20. And now we're finding these black boxes. So it's not so much that this is new, like, oh, now they're doing this. To me, it is more like we've uncovered deeper layers of how they manipulate and control us that are far beyond what anybody can imagine. Now, people are already getting a little bit overwhelmed, and um, like it's unbelievable even to know that how they're using our our bioelectrical energy field, aka aura, our body area network, to control us. And so they're using this medically. They're starting to use this medically, and it's becoming more and more advanced. They're going to be able to administer drugs this way. That sounds kind of crazy, right? It's that's a whole nother topic. I was listening to Sabrina Wallace this afternoon, and she's really amazing. So she talks a lot about this body area network and how they tapped into this electrical energy field to tap into our nervous system, to tap into our uh, what it's a parasympathetic nervous system as well. I mean, it's all interrelated. It's all connected. This is how they're controlling us. One way. These black boxes is a whole nother way. And so recently, what we found hiding inside the black boxes and sometimes underneath them, not always, but sometimes, are grays. So the gray aliens. And like that was Like, wow, really? No wonder we're having such a hard time trying to navigate this whole world. It's crazy the levels of infiltration. So that's what we are talking about today. Um, one other thing that now that I'm, it's on my mind is that I'll be doing a retreat in April in Sedona. So I opened that up last week to my inner circle for 12 participants, and there are only two spaces left. So if you're interested in potentially attending this week-long retreat, there will be an Egyptian elixir served for 2 of those days. They on my website, kimberlysherry.com, you can find the tab at the top that talks about retreats, and you can go there and just find out what the retreat's about. And if you're interested, apply and see if you're aligned. We'll calibrate, like to calibrate and see if you're aligned to the event. So super excited about that, and so that's my spiel for today. I welcome all of your questions, though. So, what have you guys got on your mind? What is it that you'd like to know about? Great. So, I did tell you about what the black boxes are. Yeah, memory has been really weird, right? Like almost like heavy, or it's almost even hard to describe, that not even being able to think correctly. A few other ways now that I'm thinking about it while you're getting your questions in here, that they will infiltrate, and especially after you spend any time on your phone, is they will plug in with cords into your eyes. So you can feel for these cords, like with your hands, like the way we check for cords down the midline. You could do the same thing with your eyes and see if there's any cords there. So I'm always checking those. Uh, and especially if I look in the mirror and my eye has a weird look to it, it's almost like that pupil looks way too black or something, like it looks weird. And so I'll check for cords, like, oh, no wonder. I'll pull that out. Also, in your ears, you can check your ears and see if they've plugged in there. So they want to know what you see, what you're hearing, and they want to influence that as well. Now, of course, we've got our tracking devices where that's the biggest influence over us right now, over what we see and hear and ingest, and how they want us to think and perceive the world around us. So yes, that is another way that they're controlling us. All right, Gigi. My physical energy is very low. I have a lot of fatigue. Can you scan me? Yes, absolutely. So, first of all, you have no grounding cord. So that means that all of the energies are going to back up. There's no place for the foreign energies that are not yours. Excuse me. There's no place for it to go. So that's number one, is you need a grounding cord. And then let's check your solar plexus. Yeah, so there's some cords in here. There's about 5. These are people cords. It looks like a female. So, and she's angry. So when somebody else's angry energy is in your solar plexus, you might feel it as anger, but if it feels too uncomfortable, you're going to push it down. It takes a lot of energy to manage and maintain and hold down angry energy. That's exhausting. So that's those are the two things that I'm noticing just right off the bat. And yeah, and you also have the 20 AI chords at your root chakra. So check that out and see if that helps. All right, we have a new person. Let's see, Nosuke 9, love a scan. Okay, great. So first of all, you also don't have a grounding cord. So this is very common. This is how most of the people on the planet are functioning right now, because as AI plugs into you, as in ancient interference, not artificial intelligence, they plug in their energies and it feels uncomfortable, especially if it's got a lot of fury. Now, in your case, the part that's kicking you out of your body, because you're only in your body like 3% occupying your body, there is at your crown, there are the AI cords, about 20 of those cords right in your crown. And that is going to make it impossible for you to create what you deeply desire. It has a lot of fury in it. And so when they're cording at your crown, then you become their puppet. They are occupying your ability to be sovereign. And around your crown, there's a permission circle. And so then you don't have your own sovereignty. It's like feeling like you need to get other people's permission to exist in this world, to um, do what you desire. Uh, so you're not feeling very sovereign, a lot of angry energy. Now, if you're only in your body 3%, you're not going to feel that angry energy. It feels too uncomfortable. So you might just feel kind of annoyed, or just kind of pissed off all the time, or just kind of just that buzzy kind of feeling where you can easily get triggered, but you're trying to maintain it all the time. Let's see what else. Heart chakra is a big place that you're working on. Um, let's see, heart. There's chords in here as well. 20. That's also AI. A lot of angry energy there as well. So when they're courting, or actually anyone for that matter, cords to your heart chakra with angry energy, they're trying to make you the one who's at fault. It's your fault. You're to blame. You're the reason you're having such a hard time. That, if you coulda, woulda, shoulda, then you wouldn't be having so much trouble. So that's another piece. Solar plexus, also more of this angry energy. Now you might think, well, I'm just being passionate. I'm really passionate about what I believe and um, but passion is and a frequency that can be measured as well. But your passion is only at 3%. It's only 3%. So this what's happening is this angry energy that's not yours is kind of pushing you. Instead of being pulled by inspiration, you're kind of being pushed by this angry energy. And it's kind of how you crack the whip, you get things done with all this angry energy, but it's exhausting, very hard on the nervous system. Your adrenals are pretty stressed out, like only operating at about 3%. So that's a quick scan. I hope that helps. My suggestion for any of you who discovered you're not grounded here tonight is to go to my website, KimberlySherry.com, and download the free meditation there and start listening to it, because it's going to start getting you grounded. There's 5 parts to getting ultra grounded. And then you can start releasing these energies that are not yours. It walks you through the entire system that's outlined in this book. And that way you can start becoming sovereign again. Like they've taken your sovereignty away, and they're basically using you as a fuel source, because they can generate so much anger through you. All right. Thank you for asking. Let's see what else we have here tonight. Okay, and I'm gonna do my best to take on as many new people as possible. I know a lot of you come here every week, and so we're gonna give some new people a chance. Catalyst Experience would love to know What's something I currently am not seeing clearly in my energy? I also been debating quitting my job, but want to feel deeply aligned to this. All right. Um, let's see. Well, you're grounded. You've got an infinite number of rings, so your energy is flowing really well. So you're asking a much deeper question. Um, that deeper question is in your root chakra, however. There are curses there, about 500, that's a lot, by brought to you by AI, Ancient Interference. They see a bright light coming and they go, let's throw her off track. And so they've got all these curses at your root chakra that are designed to put a lot of anger in your field. So maybe you're noticing not being able to be very patient and being kind of fed up with stuff, including your job. So currently, let's see, your money frequency is only at 250. So you're probably thinking, if I could get a different job, a better job, then I could make more money. The only problem with that is that unless you raise your money frequency, you're just gonna attract another low-paying job that doesn't appreciate your value, and maybe you're underpaid, underappreciated. So, that is gonna be super important, is that you raise your money frequency. Which brings to mind, next month, so every month we do a luminary activation. This last one we did, well, in January, it was about activating our heart chakra, etc. And then, this last month was bringing all this heart energy out into our communities. How do we lift our communities? So we did a really powerful exercise on how we can lift our own town or community or circle, bigger circle of influence. And next month, because I'm always listening to spirit and spirit is just directing each one of these kind of steps on the back of the last and then stepping up forward. And so this next one is starting to move us into the energy of spring. So we've been in this deep slumber. Now, a lot of people will use January to kind of go out the gates and woohoo, let's put those New Year's resolutions into place. And, and they're probably already gone by the wayside by now. So, really, the way energies actually work, and if we're working in harmony with the energies, we'll know that spring is when things start to blossom and emerge. And that's the energy that we're going to be working with come next, our next luminary activation. So we always do it the first Thursday of every month. And so we're going to be moving into the energy of our businesses and money, which is why I'm talking about this, because you're not alone in this feeling like my job is just not serving me. And as we grow and evolve, like our environment just doesn't fit anymore, right? But unless you raise that money frequency, you're going to just attract more of the same. So that's the first thing we're going to do in the luminary activation is we're going to be raising that money frequency. Now, every month we always go through the process of running your energy. So we get clear, we get grounded, we get back in our bodies, where our energy field starts moving again clearly. We open that circle of reciprocity so that we can not only give, but receive. Receiving, giving, and receiving is all part of this circle of reciprocity. So that's what we're going to be doing in the luminary activation, especially raising that money frequency. And then every other month, we do a 12-day program that we spend, so the luminary activation will kick it off. And so then we're going to spend 12 days doing a deep dive into all the parts that will help us elevate our business. Maybe you have a project to launch. Maybe you're um, bringing out a new program. Maybe you're launching a new business. Maybe you want to launch a new job. It doesn't have, you don't have to be an entrepreneur to benefit from this. So we will be spending 12 days doing a deep dive on all money, prosperity, abundance, business related things as it relates to energy. So we're going to be clearing, past lives as it relates to having poverty lifetimes, and maybe we were really successful in a past life, but then we lost it all, and those imprints we're still carrying, and so that can be playing out in this lifetime. So we're going to be going for 12 days deep dive into all the parts that are related to that. So if you're interested in that, it's also on my website under Work With Me on the 12-day program. So the luminary activations included in the 12 days, if you're interested in that, just a heads up. All right, sorry about that little interrupt. Interesting. All right, so hopefully that helps, Catalyst. That's what you were looking for. Lizzie would like a scan. Not grounded, Lizzie. No rings. Heart, 3%. The main thing that's blocking you right now is in your root chakra, those 20 AI cords. It's amazing just removing those, how much that can open up. So that is definitely a big start, is to clear that influence. There's also something in your heart that wants some attention. Black boxes, 20. Yeah. So that's going to make you feel, bad about yourself. Like you're not doing enough. You should be working harder, doing more. You're not as far as so-and-so, and comparing yourself and all of that nonsense. So yes, if you're having a hard time getting grounded on your own, then join us for the luminary activation. All right. Sunshine Sigmund. Is this Jody? Grounded, flowing, energy's flowing. Excellent. What is it that you're working on? The main thing you're working on right now is in your root chakra, third layer, black boxes. There's about 20 of them there. So this is part of your desire to step more fully into your power. So that's the part that you're working on right now. All right, welcome. Well, yeah, there's a lot of scary things going on for sure. And most people only know a drop in the bucket. And so if we're scared, likely we have a lot of fear in our field that's not even ours. So in your case, if you want to know, then ask. I won't volunteer. I won't volunteer you unless you really want to know how much fear you have in your field. But that's especially why things are scary. Gregory, you're not feeling so confident. Are you saying you're not feeling so confident? Let's see why. In your root chakra, second layer, there's a lot of fear in your field that's not yours. Black boxes, 50. Now, it takes more to hold you down than others. So those 50 black boxes are definitely going to affect your root chakra, which is the base of your stability, your confidence. And so that's definitely going to throw you off. So, and since I know, this part, it happened during the Super Bowl. So just FYI, that satanic ritual, anyway, 50 black boxes, that'll help. All right. Hello from Michigan. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm glad that that rings true for you, Nosuke 9, and you're welcome. So come on back and download my meditation. It will really help. Marianne, Frady Cats, when we ask for a scan, is that the same as our energy field? Yes, that is your energy field. That's what I am checking on is the what's going on in your energy field. It's all energy, right? So I'm assuming that you're asking for a scan. So I'll just go ahead. Um, so you don't have a grounding cord, which is like energy 101. Without a grounding cord, it's like having a house without plumbing. So there's nowhere for the energies that are not yours, there's nowhere for it to go. So that's really important. So we're talking about energies. You want to be able to release all this infiltration, all the garbage that they're like plugged into your energy field. So that's number one. You also have no rings above your head. So just like the other gentleman who was infiltrated at the crown, you also have those 20 AI cords here. So that means you're not sovereign. You are not the boss of yourself right now. You're their puppet. And so they're manipulating you with fury and uh, yes, 100%. That's kicking you out of your body so that you're only occupying your body 3%, just like the other gentleman. So this is incredibly common right now. And also another part that's being affected is your heart, which is closed. And so this is the configuration that they have most of the people on the planet, especially those who are not on the ascension timeline. This is where they're all at. And so with the heart, when the heart is closed, it's hard for us to care anymore. Like we just stop caring about other people, about what's going on, because it's like so overwhelming. Like I don't want to know. Uh, we just sort of shut down, and we can also stop caring about ourselves. And so that not so good either. So I encourage you, Marianne, to download the free meditation and start listening to that. Um, I think you'll find it really helpful. Are there payment plans available for the retreat? Yes, there are through Klarna, I think it is. So yeah, but that would be between you and them. You'd have to qualify for that. But if you're interested, Kritananda, sign up. Let's do an application call so I can see how aligned you are, and then you can decide if you want to put down a deposit. Yeah. All right. It'd be great to have you there. Okay. Hello from Minnesota, Mariah. Can you scan me as well? All right, great. Mariah has your grounding cord's about 3 inches, so we'll call it no grounding cord, no rings. So the thing that's interfering with your ability to get grounded is those AI cords, those 20 that get plugged into your root chakra. Now we never cut these cords because that leaves residual energy, but you can gently pull them out, send them back to where they came from. And sometimes these will have, I didn't talk about this before, but these can have a loop on them, like a reinstalling loop or some other mechanism. So do your best to clear it with that meditation. And the other part you want a hello to is the energy at your heart. It feels like a lot of pain right there. And there's curses. Yeah, there's 20 curses. It looks like it's from a male, maybe relationship gone bad or some kind of a heartache, heartbreak thing happening. So, yes, that's that. All right, let's see. Michelle, can you check my grounding? I've been working on it for a few months. Yay! Great job, Michelle. You're finally grounded. Okay, so you're grounded. You've got that good earth energy in your legs. So, people, thank you, Michelle, for demonstrating it is possible to learn how to do this so that you can get grounded on your own. And so, good earth in the legs, no worry circle. Heart not grounded, however, and it's only 15% open. And that is, it's not at the heart that's causing that. It's actually in the root chakra, those 20 AI chords. So you have managed to get grounded in spite of those. But that would be next level for you, is pulling those cards out so you can get your heart grounded. So that's really important. So great job with baby steps. That's just as important. Okay, great. Dana is feeling sad lately. How do you block the negative energies? Well, it would be great if we could just like put up our nano shields and just keep it all out, right? But it unfortunately doesn't work that way. So, what we need to do, or what I'm encouraging you to do, what I do, is become a master at eliminating these energies, moving them out of your field, and then over time, you're able to fortify your energy field. Now, one of the things recently that we've been doing that has helped with that is we have connected to our oversoul, that part of us that has never been disconnected from source. So we on this planet Earth are like a small projection, a small fractal of this greater oversoul. And so when we tap into that oversoul energy, we are able to fortify our energy field so that these infiltrations are less and less. It still can happen though. So when you become a master at detecting and removing ASAP, then they don't have a chance to inundate you and overwhelm you with their energies. So your sadness, Dana, it's in the root chakra, black boxes. Sadness is at 50% and grief 100%. And unless someone just died recently, that grief is not yours. And so it's the result of these black boxes. So this is an example of how they can put these frequencies in your field so that then you feel sad. Or in other cases, maybe someone will feel suicidal, or maybe someone else will feel like killing someone, or they're not our energies, though. That's the main thing. So all of this can be released and eliminated. All right, let's see what else. Here's Darlene, you're new, welcome. Would like a scan. All right, so let's see. Not sure. There we go. So also not grounded, Dana, and no creative rings, heart closed, only in your body 3%. So that is the most common configuration of people out there who are, if you don't run your energy or you don't have a way of being or staying in a high frequency, this is how everyone's operating out there. And so this is why people are like not feeling like they want to connect with other people. When your heart's closed, you just don't care about anybody else. You just want to keep to yourself, just do your thing, and go about your business. But in your case, the energies that are kicking you out of your body is fury. So that's also the most common energy. Now, the reason that it's important to, or another reason why it's important to move these energies out, besides the fact that we're feeding the beast, is that these angry energies create inflammation in the body. So when we're not at home and we've got all this angry energy causing all this inflammation, then our body starts to suffer. We get dermatitis, we get pancreatitis, we get colitis, we get arthritis, all the itises. That's all inflammation. And you'll find angry energy underneath every single one of those. Now, that's not something you might check with your doctor to find out their version, but that's the energetic version of what I found. So I am not a doctor and don't claim to heal anything, but I certainly know what the body is capable of when we remove the infiltration. And so that's what we're doing is we're trying to help our bodies tap into our own inner healer. So thanks for asking. I was calling you Dana. It's actually Darlene. Sorry. Okay. Brian, welcome. Brian Culpepper, can you scan me, please? I've been experiencing shortness of breath and elevated blood pressure. Okay. So again, I'm not a doctor, but I'm going to give you my energetic assessment here. So again, not grounded. So when we're not grounded, the energies back up, creating a pressure cooker and a lot of anxiety, which is going to elevate your blood pressure. So in your case, what's causing you to not be grounded is those 20 AI, ancient interference cords plugged in and with a lot of fury. So you'll notice this repeating pattern, right? This is what's happening everywhere out there. People completely oblivious, don't know, and then they are. This is partly how they get tied into the whole, medical system because it's all by design. They pump you with all the energies and frequencies that make your body feel really off. And then you have to go to the doctor to take the medication and the pills. And so just gets layered upon layered. So take a deep breath. Okay. So yeah, I'm also inclined to check your heart and your lungs. Yeah, there's cords at your heart chakra. There's about 20. Those are also AI cords. More fury, which is going to cause you to blame yourself. Like there must be something I'm doing wrong that's causing my problems. It's their energy plugged in here, making you feel bad about yourself. And this angry energy. So everybody may experience this differently. But when you have these cords plugged in here, it can be hard to take a deep breath. Let's calibrate because this could be affecting this whole area, your lungs, your bronchioles, your heart. So energetically, I'm only measuring the energies of this. Lungs, 15%. So you're not fully able to fully engage your lungs with this frequency in there. Your heart also operating at 15% energetically. Bronchioles, 15%. So this whole area is just constricted. So by removing these energies, and you may be able to do it just by listening to that free meditation. If you still have trouble, you can always reach out and there's a 30-minute session that is available. Generally, I work with people longer than that, but for just, something that very specific that somebody's working on, we can do it for 30 minutes and clear a boatload of stuff. Or you can also join us for the luminary activation first Thursday, in case you don't want to wait that long. Maybe you want to schedule a 30-minute session. If that's the case, email support@kimberlysherry.com and just ask for the link. It's not on my website because it's not available to just everyone. So anyway, definitely can be helped, Brian. So yeah. All right. In love with me. Hi, Kimberly. Could you check to see if I have any curses or spells? Yes, you do. You have curses. You have 20 right at your crown. That's AI. And there has fury in it. So this is acting the same way as these chords that they'll put in there. So the curses can have the same effect. It is putting this angry energy at your crown so you don't feel sovereign. And it may feel like, well, if I don't do this or that, then I'll be in trouble and I need to get people's permission, etc., etc. So that is the curses in your case. So thanks for asking. Okay, let's see. So catalyst experience. So thank you for the scan. I make great money at my job, just a desire to focus on my spiritual business and maybe find something closer to me. We'll see what spirit brings. Yes, and so Sydney, I believe this is Sydney, making great money. That's great. Just think how much easier things would be if you had a higher money frequency. So hang on. 3. So right now, money, it feels like there's effort in that. Maybe you're making good money, but you're also, it feels like there's a lot of effort in it. But even millionaires can have a low money frequency. And then what happens is they're always worried about money. And is the market going to crash? Is somebody going to rob me? Is going to lose my job, or whatever it is. So there's more. How does it get any better than this, right? Okay. And Nosuke 9 is back for more. Okay, so how much fear, anger is in my field? Do I have past life conflicts with my son? Great question. So fear is at 100%. A terror is only at 15%. Anger, 50, rage, 50, and fury, 50. That's a program. When those are all the same, it's a program. So, and those are all different frequencies. It's kind of like turning up the volume on each of those, but they're each a different frequency. So there's that. And then, do you have past lives? So what I look at is if you have unresolved past lives with people. And so with your son, you have 5 and he has 3. And it's mostly in the root chakra where there's a lot of fury. So maybe you have a contentious relationship this lifetime, and that's why. So you're trying to work all that stuff out again. But I'm a big fan of shortcuts and clearing the residual energy that's still in your field as it relates to that. And then you don't have to spend the rest of this lifetime working all that out. Thanks for asking. I'm just about to being shut down. Thank you. I guess that means maybe you're, by the way, I'm only you, Marianne. Okay. All right. Great. Sending lots of love. Paulette would like a scan. Okay, great. Not grounded, Paulette, and only 2 rings. Heart 100% open. So that's an unusual configuration. So the thing that's causing you to not be grounded, Paulette, is in your root chakra, second layer, black boxes. There's about 20 of those. So clear that and you should be grounded. All right, we've got just a few more that we could take here. Savita, haven't seen you in a while. Um, Still not grounded. No rings and heart closed. Um, so the thing that's blocking your grounding is in your root chakra, black boxes, and chords, those 20 AI chords. Okay. So, yeah, listen to my meditation, Savita, or join us on Thursday, first Thursday of the month. You can also, if you don't want to wait until the first Thursday, you can also sign up for the luminary activation, the last one, because we don't have the March one up yet. So you can still sign up, and it'll take you to our last month. Well, it's this month's program, but the first Thursday that we just did a week ago. So you could sign up for that and then still benefit from that. Savita, yeah, I'm not surprised you have some body issues because there's nowhere for the energy to go. There's a lot of fury in your field that creates inflammation. So this is what happens over time when this is not addressed. All right. Yes, thank you. I do feel I've been having some fear come up around money. I've been observing it, so thank you. Okay, good. You're welcome. You're so welcome. Okay, we'll just take a quick peek over at Instagram and see if anybody asks any questions there. Yes. Okay, good. Mystics. That's Sandra. I could tell by your picture. What's the significance of the advent of the timelines lunar New Year falls on? Well, yes, this is all part of the catalyst that's coming up. So we're also this shift. I don't know the exact timing, but it's all around the same time. I believe it's all happening this month. The lunar when you say Lunar New Year, I think you mean the Chinese New Year. So that's the fire horse. And so this new year, this new Chinese New Year with the fire horse is all about freedom, stepping into our power in a very powerful way. Horses are power animals. And so it's all about freedom and really like unbridled freedom and really being able to just go with our power. Yeah, just really stepping into it in a strong way. Danny D, what are the black boxes and do I have any? Okay, I did explain that, so that's probably an old question. Hopefully you're still here. Do you have any black boxes? Um, hmm. Yes, in your root chakra, you've got 5. All right. And it's it over on Instagram. All right. Well, I thank you about my hair. Yes, I've been letting it grow out, trying to be a little more in my feminine. All right. So thank you all for joining us. And if you're interested in those last 2 spots for the retreat, you can sign up for the application call on my website, kimberlysherry.com. If you're interested in getting the free meditation so you can get grounded, that's also on there. So until next Wednesday, keep asking my favorite question. How? How does it get any better than this? The universe will show you things that are better, a little better, a lot better. And then stay in that blissful question of, I wonder. All right. See you all next week. Have a blessed week. All right. Ciao for now.